The ninth book of the Bible is 1 Samuel, and it marks a major turning point in Israel's history. The transition from the time of judges to the era of kings. Up until now, Israel had no king. God was their king, and leaders called judges rose up in times of crisis. But 1 Samuel shows us how the people's demand for a human king changes everything, for better and for worse. The book opens with a story of a woman named Hannah, who longs for a child. She prays earnestly to God, promising that if he grants her a son, she will dedicate him to the Lord's service. God answers her prayer, and she gives birth to Samuel. True to her word, she brings Samuel to the tabernacle at Shiloh, where he is raised by the priest Eli. As Samuel grows, God calls him to be a prophet and leader for Israel. He becomes the bridge between the old era of judges and the new era of kings. Under Samuel's leadership, Israel turns back to God and experiences victory over its enemies. But as Samuel grows older, the people begin to demand a king, saying, "We want to be like the other nations." God tells Samuel that their request is not just a rejection of Samuel's leadership, it's a rejection of God as their true king. Still, God allows it, and Samuel anoints Israel's first king, Saul. At first, Saul seems like the perfect choice, tall, strong, and impressive. But it doesn't take long for cracks to appear in his character. Saul struggles to fully obey God's commands. In one critical moment, he offers a sacrifice that only the priest should make, showing impatience and pride. Later, he disobeys God's command to completely destroy the Amalekites, sparing their king and keeping the best livestock. Because of this, Samuel delivers a devastating message. To obey is better than sacrifice. You have rejected the word of the Lord, and the Lord has rejected you as king. From this point on, Saul's reign spirals downward. God sends Samuel to Bethlehem to anoint the next king, a young shepherd boy named David, the youngest son of Jesse. David's anointing is secret at first, but the Spirit of the Lord comes powerfully upon him. While Saul is still king, David rises to fame after defeating the giant Goliath with just a sling and a stone. The people love David, and Saul's jealousy turns into hatred. Saul spends much of the rest of the book trying to kill David. Even as David remains loyal and refuses to harm Saul, God's anointed. 1 Samuel is full of dramatic events. Jonathan's deep friendship with David, Saul's rash vows, David hiding in caves, the mysterious encounter with the witch of Endor, and tragic battles against the Philistines. In the end, Saul's rebellion against God leads to his downfall. In a desperate battle at Mount Gilboa, Saul and his sons are killed. It's a heartbreaking end for Israel's first king and sets the stage for David to take the throne in the next book. But 1 Samuel is more than just political drama. It's a story about leadership, obedience, and the heart. The key verse could be summed up in what God tells Samuel when choosing David. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Saul looked like a king on the outside, but lacked the inner character to follow God wholeheartedly. David, though imperfect, was a man after God's own heart. Spiritually, 1 Samuel challenges us to think about what kind of leaders we follow and what kind of people we are becoming. Do we care more about appearances, or about obedience to God? It also reminds us that God works through unlikely people, a barren woman's son, a shepherd boy, a loyal friend, to accomplish his purposes. And it points us forward to the ultimate king, Jesus, who, like David, was anointed and chosen by God, but unlike David or Saul, reigns with perfect justice, mercy, and love. So, 1 Samuel is not just ancient history, it's a mirror for our hearts and a reminder of God's faithfulness even when people fail. Thanks for watching. This was Book 9 in our journey through all 66 books of the Bible. Next time, we'll look at 2 Samuel, where David's reign takes center stage with both triumphs and deep trials. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss it.